Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Just Open It, the YouTube series in which I open recently acquired toys. My name is Russ. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you're a fan of toys, action figures, or pop culture in general, please subscribe to my channel, Karaoke Fanboy TV. Every week I open a recently acquired toy or collectible, and this week I am opening Mouse Jaw from the crazy innovative Turtles of Grayskull line. Evil and armed with Mouser. Is that what that says? Okay. And Mouser is an acronym? Did I ever know that? I'm not sure if I ever knew that. But man, how anticipated are the Turtles of Grayskull? I saw this figure several weeks ago, snatched him up, and now I see him all the time at Target here in the Phoenix market. It's kind of crazy how he's become a bit of a peg warmer. I mean, I see multiple versions. I see this figure in Legion, is what I'm trying to say. On the peg, front to back, multiple targets. I thought people would be snatching these up in droves. I thought he'd be highly collectible, especially since Trapjaw is such a cool Masters of the Universe character already. One of the best action figures I ever had as a kid. Multiple points of articulation with the jaw, and then the hook on his head that you could use so he could like kind of zip line into action. So cool. But here he is, integrated now with Mouser technology created by Baxter Stockman in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe. Awesome art on the back that kind of simulates, replicates, imitates the Trapjaw mini comic of lore, the vintage mini comic that came with the original Trapjaw. And I'm ready to dive into this guy. I know that there's some stuff to do with him as far as what the articulation offers. So I'm just kind of ripping in. Unbeknownst to him, Trapjaw was the first of Krang's ooze experiments, the cybernetic walking weapon of destruction fused with Baxter Stockman's Mouser technology, making him a mindless minion in Skeletor's mutant army. Okay. Plain and simple. Somehow, the Ninja Turtles, Krang, Shredder, they're on Eternia. Eternians are looking like turtle characters. Turtle characters are looking like He-Man characters. It's mass hysteria. And I'm just ripping into this package here. Beautiful card art. Oh, I just saw this here real quick. I just noticed this here. So that's an awesome pose. And then I was ripping this open here, but that's an awesome pose too. So you get a lot of, I mean, Mattel really went in, all in. And then you get two more up here. So 4 distinct, just accent art pieces here. It's a lot of work, and it's awesome. Here we go. Trying to get in here. I don't know if that was the best way, but the point of this channel is to just open it. I'm not keeping boxes around. Okay, so that's gone. Right off the bat, this is a deluxe figure, so he comes with this Build-A-Figure arm, I think. That's going to be a Metalhead Roboto hybrid. What's interesting is because so many of the Masters of the Universe Origins figures are designed in such a way so you could like swap parts and customize. I could see that this arm could be, you know, if you don't even find the other parts to this character, you could just do that with this arm. Just add that to somebody, right? I think that's the arm for, yeah. Metal Botto is his name. So Roboto and Roboto. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a Metal Botto part. Does this go up here? I saw that there's a hole here. No. Okay, so I just have a little part here that looks like I can lose it very easily, so I'm just setting it over here and leaving it be. And now, let me remove the accessories first. Trapjaw comes with Roboto extensions, actually. That's what these are from. So maybe these are Metal Botto's accessories that are interchangeable with Trapjaw, so that's why they're included, which is a cool thought. This blast feature here that I can plug into the end of his arm, so it looks like he's firing a fireball or something. Okay, here's a little Mouser. Let's get the Mouser out. Let me set him down here. This is super cool. I mean, the Mouser from the vintage line of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's pretty much the only Mouser I've ever had. I know a few other versions have come out, maybe through NECA and stuff. But this is like pretty comics accurate from the Eastman Laird stuff. And some points of articulation. Too bad you can't really army build with this, because you'd have to buy a bunch of mouse jaws, but his legs move. He's got a little tail, so I assume that's what attaches onto the trap jaw arm. But that is just, that's cool. You know, you put 3 of these in a pack and sell that for 15 bucks, I'm interested. There is, of course, a mini comic, which I love, is kind of cut into the packaging there like that. And it has a little sleeve. So there, it adds, is that like a cardboard back to it too? Okay, I gotta open this real quick and see what's going on here, because usually the comics is kind of haphazardly in there. In fact, I think the one that came with the He-Man figure I opened was a little, yeah, a little torn in the corner, a little just crinkled up in the corner a little bit. That's okay. But this one, oh, is that not a comic? That's not a comic. That's just like a card, the size of a mini comic. So that's new. That's interesting. Takes one of those pieces of card art and preserves it this way. I don't know how I feel about that, because like I'm trying to minimize trash when I open these characters. I do keep the blueprints, even though I understand the parts that are removable. I don't really need the guidance there, but I'm not quite ready to get rid of that because it's packaged with the toy. It's kind of included, almost like an accessory. But then you get into this stuff, and man, I don't know. Where am I going to put that? You know, share with me, please, fellow collectors. What do you do with this stuff? The comics I bundle together. I keep them on display, and I read them from time to time. But this is just now like an oversized collector's card. It's got some detail about Trapjaw, but nothing really narrative, just bullet points about how cool he and the Mousers are. Okay. If there's a little story back there that kind of contributed to the lore of this crossover, I might be more interested, but right now I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to move this trash out of the way and move on. Alright, so, got to break this guy out of the packaging. Very cool sculpt. Relatively easy to remove. It looks like he was bound at the feet by some of those plastic bands that I detest, but he was easy enough to remove. I put that there. Okay. Right away, I'm seeing a detail here that I did not notice when he was in the packaging, and maybe that's because I wasn't looking hard enough, but on his belt, where there's normally a skull and crossbones, there's a little turtle crossbones there. Now that's what I'm talking about. If you watch the video I made when I opened He-Man from this line, I talk about how what I thought was missing from this series was that kind of level of Playmates detail. Varner Studios sculpted these figures for Playmates and just included so many awesome little details that to this day I still discover on these figures I've had since I was a kid. Things like, you know, Muckman was a figure where he's made of like parts of the sewer, and if you look close enough you could see bugs and trash, and it's just so beautifully sculpted. So something like this is kind of all I'm asking from this line, so I'm glad to see it here. There is no mid-thigh articulation, and I guess I shouldn't expect that from Origins, but for some reason I thought maybe I'd get a little mid-thigh articulation there like I'd find in a McFarlane DC Multiverse figure or something. Or am I making this up? Usually there's like a little articulation right here. Anyway, just to see those kind of thigh pads coming with, you know, symmetrical and coming right at you is a little odd to me, a little jarring. Like, I wish I could kind of have them pointing out a little bit, but okay, I'm really nitpicking this because it's otherwise just super cool. I mean, I kind of can't believe that I'm holding a Trapjaw Mouser hybrid. What? If you told 8-year-old me that this would exist, I'd be like, what kind of wonderful, marvelous future is that? But here we are with the articulated jaw. Here's the arm. You know, everything you'd expect from the Origins figures, which I love. One of my favorite lines of the last decade. These kind of, what do I want to say those are? Cloven feet? Is that the right word? And then you put the accessories here. So the Mouser, from what I understand, the legs come off? The legs come off the Mouser, okay? Easily enough. So then you can, I've been throwing the packages away, so. Oh, okay, that's what it is. That's what I've seen. So on the belt, with those, you could put the legs there, so they're like stored. And that is reminiscent of the vintage Trapjaw, where his accessories could be like hooked onto his belt. So there is a nod there. Let's first do this. So this would be like if he's just firing a cannon. Simple, cool. Didn't have this kind of stuff when I was buying toys as a kid. These kind of like, you know, at least I don't remember them as much, maybe. More in the 90s, you'd get kind of the spring-loaded weapons that would come with Kenner's, like, Batman movie action figures. So Batman would be firing blasts. And, you know, Mr. Freeze would have, like, ice missiles and stuff. This is, like, reminiscent of a fireball coming at you out of his arm cannon. And that really adds to the idea of play and display. So I like that in both respects. But then also, this happens, which is like, you know, he's in battle. He's got a Mouser at the end of his arm. I mean, it's just so cool. And where this line is excelling so far is in the contrast of colors and the designs, quite frankly. He-Man is purple and green. That's weird. Trapjaw is basically blue and white with these green and burgundy accents. It makes them look truly otherworldly. There's something retro about it, but something futuristic about it too, and I love it. So this is great. This is really cool. And I'm happy to have him in my collection, as I assume so many others are, because, again, I've been seeing them so often that I assume everybody that wants one is getting one. And what's left behind is just Mattel's optimism that this line is in high demand. And it should be, because it combines two powerhouse franchises. Masters of the Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles owned the toy aisle in the 80s and 90s for boys. And not that there weren't girl fans as well, but you know what I mean, okay? So the fact that these aren't flying off the pegs right now, that this is a super collectible figure, and maybe that's just in Phoenix. Let me know. Where are you in the world, and are you finding these in regularity? Have they not hit your stores yet? Are you seeing them in abundance like me? Are the other figures out too? I found one He-Man so far. I've already opened it here. Do you have them all already? Are we expecting them here in the next few months? Let me know what you're seeing out there, and I'd love to interact with fellow fans that are digging this, because I think there's a lot to like here, and I'm excited for more. So, Mattel, thanks a lot. Maybe for future waves, give Playmates a call and see what they have to contribute to the sculpts of these guys, because they can only add to how awesome these are. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. Follow me on Instagram at AmazingAZComics. I do make my own comics and zines. You could follow them there. Next time, tune in. I'm going to grab another toy off the shelf here in my living room, and I'm going to say, you know what? It's unopened. Just open it. I'll catch you next time.